Summary of the complaint. The gist of the illegality in this case, in which the complainant filed a lawsuit against the defendants, lies in the fact that during the impeachment proceedings against the president, who was elected as an exercise of national sovereignty, the relevant provisions of the Constitution and laws were not adhered to as proper procedures. As citizens of the Republic of Korea, the complainants have the right, regardless of whether they voted in support of President Park Geun-hye in the 18th presidential election on December 19, 2012 or not, to protect the Constitution at the level of national sovereignty that must be restored, against the anti-state, anti-constitutional, and immoral acts committed by the accused that destroy the Constitution and laws, which as citizens, they can never leave unaddressed or ignore. On March 10, 2017, regarding the impeachment of President Park Geun-hye, the decision to dismiss President Park Geun-hye was made while judging only the facts that were circulated in the media regarding the National Assembly's indictment and the Constitutional Court's decision as violations of the law, without following proper legal procedures at all. In that way, it can be seen as a failure to follow legal procedures in violation of the mandatory provisions of public law, and therefore President Park was not impeached, removed, or vacated, so to this day, the lawful president of South Korea is President Park Geun-hye. Nevertheless, the world is filled with the deceptive schemes of the rulers' nationwide collusion regarding this matter, and the legal errors of the submissive and naive people who were deceived by them. As a result, it was assumed that President Park Geun-hye had been impeached, removed, and vacated from office, and Moon Jae-in was elected in the presidential election on May 9, 2017. Subsequently, with Yoon Suk-yeol and Lee Jae-myung coming to power, South Korea still does not even realize that the legitimate president has been taken away by illegal and impure forces. Moon Jae-in, Yoon Suk-yeol, and Lee Jae-myung, these so-called leaders, are being treated as if they are legitimate presidents, oblivious to the fact that they are receiving illegal and unauthorized rule, and no lawyer has pointed out that during President Park's impeachment, various comprehensive legal procedures were not properly followed. Right now, South Korea is daily sinking deeper into the abyss of national ruin, driven by lawyers, through the law, and in the consciences of lawyers who cowardly remain silent. Due process means that even the most heinous criminals who deserve the death penalty should have the right to a fair trial under the law and proper legal procedures. In other words, South Korean President Park Geun-hye was subjected to investigation, arrest, and illegal detention for 4 years and 9 months as a convicted prisoner without even having her constitutional rights guaranteed as a citizen, causing humiliation and suffering that the nation and people of South Korea had to endure. The small civic group, the Patriotic Constitutional Guard of the Republic of Korea, meticulously pointed out and argued the sophisticated legal principles regarding a country in the international community that is an extremely shameful lawless state to the people of the world. A country caused by the absurdity of foolish citizens, and a situation where the nation and its people are essentially committing suicide without knowing the cause, based on illegalities and injustices. Since the illegal dismissal ruling against President Park, we have continuously filed administrative lawsuits, civil lawsuits, complaints, petitions for clemency, and audit requests countless times, but even after 9 years of the tyrannical regime, not a single person engaged in judicial or investigative work has handled any of these matters properly. The subservient will of the country and the people will finally be thrown into the furnace by the blade of the ruined cartel forces. And the prosecutor's eyes are thrown into the furnace by the blade of the ruined cartel, and even the judiciary, which is said to be the last bastion of the basic order of the liberal democratic market economy, is trying to be reproduced with their robots. Since the legal persecution on March 10, 2017, the complainant has suffered a real violation of popular sovereignty due to the defendant's rebellion that disrupted the national order. and furthermore, has been subjected to prolonged illegal and unauthorized rule and domination by an unlawful group of leaders. The citizens who were the complainants could not stand by and neglect this, and regarding the direct infringement on their sovereignty, they filed a complaint not as a third-party victim, but as directly affected parties, ultimately leading to bringing charges to the world against the defendants and against the illegality, injustice, ignorance, lack of lawfulness, absence of common sense, and servility of the Republic of Korea.
지 목숨 지가 끊든지 죽었다 깨나도 깜빵은 들어가기 싫다 하거든. 근데 나는 우리나라에 올해 영웅이 나타난다 소리를 계속 하는 말이 누가 정말 뭐 트럼프 대통령이 나타나서 해결을 해준다 그게 아니라 정말 우리나라 일반 시민이 영웅이 돼서 이게 시발점에 대해서 불화살을 땡긴다 소리가 나는 게지. 근데 그런 일이 없었으면 싶은 거지. 그래도 소중한 귀한 목숨이니까 맞잖아. 죽어야 될 것들은 왜 살아서 설쳐가지고 왜 나라를 휘어잡고 좌지우지하고 있고 정작 살아야 될 사람들은 왜 굶어 죽고 핍박당하면서 왜 거짓고를 못면하냐고. 이렇게까지? 나는 문재인하고 이재명은 실질적으로 맞잖아. 민주당 오리지널도 아니잖아. 지도 오리지널 아니잖아.